Hello, my name is Katrina Negrin, and today I'm going to be preparing a recipe from the MyPlate.gov Kitchen Resource Center. We will be preparing the 5-a-day bulgur wheat salad, which is a really nutritious, vegan-friendly, vegetarian-friendly, vegetable-heavy salad, starring none other than bulgur wheat itself. I chose this recipe because I wanted to prepare a very affordable dish that was high in protein, high in fiber, and didn't have any animal protein or products in it. Okay, so I have completed the first step of any recipe, which is washing your hands, as well as washing our produce. So now we need to get all of our ingredients together. We need parsley finely chopped, 1 cup of grated carrots, 1 diced bell pepper, 1 diced onion, 1.5 cup of bulgur wheat. I'm using coarse. 1 can of chickpeas. Another small modification I'm making to the recipe is using a full can of chickpeas as opposed to half can of chickpeas, just because I don't want to waste it. Some broccoli chopped up. Lastly, I need some vegetable stock. I'm going to be using this bouillon based and adding 2 cups of hot water to it to make 2 cups of vegetable broth. Let's get prepping. I got water heating up for the broth, and I am going to dice this bell pepper. One bell pepper chopped. Now I'm gonna dice this onion. I do it by cutting one end off, cutting it in half, peeling the first layer, and then dicing it from there. I gotta say, I enjoy this a lot more than writing a paper. One diced onion. I'm gonna peel my carrots before I shred them. Okay, now we're gonna grate the carrots using the fine side of the grater. That's definitely a cup. Perfect. 1 cup of shredded carrots. And I'm gonna put the shredded carrots in the same bowl as the bell pepper since they're gonna be added at the same time. Next, we're going to chop up our broccoli. We want 1 cup of chopped broccoli. I'm going to cut off just the heads and use the florets instead of the stem. Maybe I'll use the stem for something else later. I'm just roughly chopping this broccoli. I don't have a desired shape in mind, so just getting it small so it cooks quick. This one I'm going to put in a measuring cup to properly measure. I'm going to squish it down. And got 1 cup here. Since my water is warm, I'm going to use a heaping tablespoon of this bouillon and pour in 2 cups of water and give that a stir. Perfect. Now we have our 2 cups of broth. Awesome. Last thing I have to chop is parsley, which is going to go in at the very end. I cut off most of the stem. I'm trying to leave mostly just leaves, but I don't really mind stems, so I'm not being too picky. Now we got a bowl of chopped parsley. The very last thing I'm going to do is drain this can of beans, rinse them, and then just have some beans ready to go. Now that we have all of our ingredients prepped, I'm going to go ahead and grab a large pot. I'll be using my Dutch oven. Awesome. Now that we have all of our ingredients prepared and ready to go, we're going to add a teaspoon of olive oil. I called for vegetable oil, but I only have olive oil right now. So we're going to be doing a teaspoon of olive oil, adding in our diced onions, and we're going to cook that for about 10 minutes or until they become soft and translucent. This will be on medium heat. After our onions have become soft and translucent, we're gonna add in our dry bulgur and toss it so it gets coated in the oil and the onion. That was 1.5 cups of bulgur and the onion and oil. And now we're gonna add in our broth and bring it to a boil. Bulgur is cracked kernels of wheat. It is a really great whole grain that is a really good source of both protein and fiber. Looking at the nutrition label on here, 1 serving of bulgur, which is about 3.5 ounces of bulgur, is 360 calories. It has 12 grams of protein and 13 grams of dietary fiber. Bulgur. So after the broth has come to a boil, we're gonna bring the heat to low and then add our carrots, broccoli, bell peppers, and chickpeas. These are the chickpeas washed and drained. These are another really great source of plant-based protein and are an amazing source of fiber. Adding this can of chickpeas is gonna add 21 grams of protein to the dish as well as 21 grams of fiber to the dish. So now we're gonna add them in. Now all the ingredients are added, we're gonna cover the pot with a lid and cook it for about 10 minutes until all the water is absorbed. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. There's still a significant amount of liquid, so I'm gonna let it cook for a couple minutes longer. Okay, it's been another 10 minutes and all the water is fully absorbed. Finally, we're gonna add our chopped parsley. So I removed it from heat. This is it right here. The final step is to store it, and you can serve it either hot or cold. Again, off recipe, I added a little bit of salt, and when serving, I'm gonna add a splash of lemon just to liven it up. If it's cold, it'll give it a little bit more life to the salad. So 1/8 of this is 1 serving, and it'll be 170 calories, 34 grams of carbohydrates, 8 grams of protein, the daily recommendation of vitamin A, and lastly 8 grams of fiber. Overall, this is a super affordable and nutrient-dense salad that could be a great option for a menu at a restaurant or just a meal to have at home. In my opinion, the only thing it is lacking is a little bit of fat, so when serving, I would maybe serve it with some diced avocado or a drizzle of olive oil just to add a little fat and some more calories to the dish. I would also likely serve more than 1/8 of this dish. I would probably do like 1/4 of this to be a very satiating, satisfying menu option. I hope this recipe inspired you to cook a meal with some plant-based protein as well. Thanks so much for watching. Again, my name is Katrina Nygren.